All right, guys. So this is the style that I'll be working on today's project. Now, I have the pattern that I just finished cutting, and I am using a bust 35.5, waist 32, hips 41.5, and hollow to floor is 56 inches. And I already drafted my pattern right here. And next up, I'll be transferring this pattern right on top of the fabric. Okay, so now I am cutting the pattern, and I have the pattern on here on top of the fabric. And as you can see, I just traced this out to cut it out. And I'm also going to use this same pattern for the back part, but I'm not going to cut this out. Okay, so now I just sew the front part. Okay, so here's my lining. I'm going to place the front right over it and cut out my fabric, and when I'm done, I'm going to match it with my pattern to make sure it's accurate. So next step, you want to take this to the ironing board and make sure you give this a good iron. All right, next up, I am putting in the backups. Okay, so we're going to sit this right here and stitch it down. Okay, this is what I have for the top part. I need to sew this down, but this is what I have for the top part. And as you can see, I already have it lined, and now I'm going to move on to the skirt part, and I'm also going to cut the piece for the back so I can line it as well and attach it together. Here I have the back part, the lining, and the front face as well, and I will sew this part and the front piece that I just showed you. I'll be sewing both together, and next I'll join the skirt to the bottom of it. All right, so for the bottom part, for the skirt bottom part, this is how I achieve the look for the bottom, for the skirt part. So what you want to do is take your fabric, fold it like so, okay? Now you want to take your measurements, and let's say for instance your waist is a 28. You want to divide that by 2, which will be 14, and you also want to divide that 14 by 2. So you want to take 28 and divide it in 4 places. So you're going to have 7 inches, right? So you will make a mark, you will measure 7 inches, okay, on the front part. So let's say this is 1 to 7, okay? You make a line right there, okay? And also you want to come to the middle part, to the middle or to the top part of your fabric line, and you want to measure about 3 inches down, okay? So I'm going to put a mark right here for 3 inches. Now the next thing that you want to do is measure from your waist to floor, okay, or hollow to floor. So you measure from your waist all the way to where you want the dress or the skirt to end. So say I want mine to be 20. I'm going to make a measurement and put 20 right here. Then I'm going to measure from this area 20 to 20 inches, from the mark middle area to 20 inches, and I am going to connect it, okay? So I'm going to measure from this line of the waist area. I'm going to measure from that to 20 inches. Then I'll do the same all around until I'm able to form a circle shape, okay? So what you want to do is connect your dots, connect, and you go to the top, you cut out a circle shape up top, and on the bottom you cut out another circle shape. You follow the dotted lines, okay? So this is what we're doing it like that. This is what we have, right? So in order to have a train line at the back, what you want to do is take the same fabric and you want to place it, and say you're trained to be about 20 to 30 inches longer. So what you can do is you take the fabric and you measure out the 20 inches that you want to add onto the back. Okay, you don't want to cut the back like this, by the way. So, but you, just to give you an idea of how to achieve the look. So you measure out the 20 inches on a separate pattern and you measure that out, okay? So we're going to do 20 inches all around. Again, it will be from the middle line. We will make another dotted line, okay? And you want to make 20 inches, 20 inches, 20 inches all the way to the side, okay? Now what we want to do is to cut out the pattern, okay? So having it this way, as you can see, this is longer than this. So what we want to do is we want to use this pattern for the front line, right? For the front part of the dress. And we want this two together to be the back panel for the back. Okay, so for the front part, you don't need to do nothing else. You need to just take the pattern, place it right on top of your fabric, and you want to add about 0.5 inches, or you can even do 1 depending on how many sewing allowance you decide to give it. Now what you want to do is to make a mark around your fabric. You want to make a mark at the top, mark all around on top of your fabric. Again, remember to add 1/2 inch to 1 inch for sewing allowance. And also because you're working on a project, your mistakes might happen. So you want to give yourself some room to correct errors. Now for the back part, in order to achieve a longer piece at the back, we want to take both of this pattern and we want to place them both on our fabric, okay? And you want to trace out your pattern out of your fabric. So once you have that, and again, remember, you don't want it to be in 2 pieces. What you want to do is to place both of your pattern right on top of your fabric in order to have a longer train at the back from the front. And your zipper will be right in between like this, okay? So your zipper part will be right in between of the top part, and with this you have a longer train at the back. And if you want, you can go in and even smoothen things out and just say, let's do this, okay? All right, you can do something like this, okay? That way, this is what we have, okay? And by doing this, we have a longer train at the back, and this will be the front part, okay? I hope. All right, so now I have the skirt, and I'm putting the pleated part right on the sleeves. Okay, so what I did, I just opened the fabric in the middle on the right thigh, and now I'm about to sew it down. Okay, so here I have the front panel, and here is the back. This is one of the back slings. Okay, all right, and I'm going to join both now. Okay, so I have the fabric on fold right now, and as you can see, it's on fold. So I am using 35 inches long in fabric, okay? And in terms of length rather, and 12 inches in terms of the width. Now what I plan on doing is, you can see I also have a inner facing in between it, okay? So once I have this turned around, I am just going to gather the fabric together, okay? Find a way to gather it together and sew it down and stitch it right on the shoulder, okay? And what you want to do here is, okay, I have to do it again because We don't really want a complete perfect bow ruffle. We just need it to be some sort of a balloon shape. So when you turn it, you kind of turn it like this. You see? Okay, so I gathered it together, then I give it a little twist. So when I sew it down, I want it to look somewhere like this. Okay, then we can spread it out. So what you want to do in order to get this to stand up, to give you a perfect standing shape, is you want to get yourself an interfacing or foam or something hard, and you want to stuff it right in between. Like you see what I have here. Once you take it, you take your fabric up, you put the interfacing or hard net or fabric that you have, and you tuck it in and you tuck it under. And you look for a pin, and we pin it to have it standing up, okay? Just like that. All right, and that should pretty much give us what we want for the side. I'll do a better close-up of this. I think it's coming together. Ooh, yeah. So now I have my needle and thread, and I placed the flounce on the shoulder so I can sew it down, so I can form the flounce flower ruffle thing that's right on the shoulder. Okay, so I'm stitching this down. I'm going to sew this down all the way. As you can see, here's a dress, here's a top part, and here's a flounce that I just finished making. So I'm going to continue sewing this down all the way down to create the shape that I want for the shoulder. Okay. So while you're sewing down the the flounce, you want to make sure that it's going in the direction that you want it to. So constantly make sure that you stop and check that, okay, this is giving me the shape that I want. And you want to be patient just to make sure that everything is properly sewn down, stitched down, secure. Okay. I'm trying to make sure that this sits well the way I want it to up top. Okay. So, you know, that's pretty much it. Just take control of your fabric and just be patient with it and have fun. Have fun, have fun, have fun. You know, sewing is very therapeutic, so have fun while doing it and take your time, stitch it down, check your thread. You know, just check it all. But yeah, this dress is about to be beautiful. I can't wait, can't wait, can't wait to share the finished product with you guys so you can see what we have done, what we've made. So yeah. Okay. Uh-oh, I have to go back in here. Okay, see, that's why this is the reason why you have to make sure that you're being patient, because you can easily make a mistake, make an error. So yes, much better now. Okay,